Yeah, have you seen American Sniper yet?
Yeah, I saw it the other day. It's
Pretty
good.
good, right? But
Oh.
did you know that every time you sneeze, up to 100,000 germs can release into the air at any time? And if you're ill when you sneeze, up to 200 million individual virus particles can be released.
So what if someone's infected and they sneeze near you?
Well, if you breathe in the particles and they settle in the back of your throat, the viruses tend to enter the cells and replicate, which may or may not cause infection. The body's natural defences are set up in place, however, to prevent this from happening from any source, not just a sneeze. This is called immunity and immune response.
I didn't know my body was under that much threat. How do we protect against it?
Well, your body is constantly trying to protect itself from being infected by harmful bacterial viruses. There are two types of immune defence that you have within you. One is the innate immune response, which is inherited from your mother through the placenta, and the other is adaptive immunity, which is taken if the innate immune response is insufficient.
Do you know any more about it then?
Well, yeah, the innate defence is consisted of your skin, mucus, any secretions in it, and actually some actions such as sneezing can protect the person from infection because it rids the nose from bacteria and viruses, although it's not very nice for anyone nearby. These are external defences and physical barriers, and they are classed as a primary defence.
Wait, so is it a bit like this then?
Use the analogy of the castle being the skin and the attackers being invading bacteria or viruses.
Yeah, exactly. If the virus or bacteria persists, then the second line of defence is activated. This is still part of the innate immune pathway, however, and if you look in any biology textbook, I'm sure you can see.
Oh, what's that then?
These are the cells of the innate second line defence. There are mast cells, phagocytes, T memory cells, histamine, adaptive cells, and natural killer cells. Phagocytes are the first to the scene when infection occurs. They patrol the body to find any sign of this and alert any more cells to reinfection. Bacteria or viruses are recognised due to them having foreign antigens that the cells do not recognise. Mast cells are also alerted to go to the site of infection, where they release histamine, which is why you take antihistamines to prevent inflammation and other effects.
Oh yeah.
Phagocytes, or macrophages, can engulf the virus or bacteria and digest it, but presenting its antigens on its surface. The cells communicate to one another using cytokines. The innate immune response is utilised for microbial infection. Once the antigens have been presented, the cells search the adaptive immune system to see if there is already an antibody present to bind to the specific antigen and kill the infected cell. These antibodies are remembered by memory cells for future use. This is the antigen-mediated response. However, killer cells are also part of the innate immune system, and they can also kill infected cells. These are used to help combat cancerous tumours because they are a major defence aid.
Oh, so the cannon is a natural killer cell and the helicopter is like a tumour cell.
If the innate immune response is insufficient, then the adaptive immune response is activated. This is in place for viruses or when the innate immune system reaches a threshold antigen level. The cells of the adaptive immune response include B cells, T helper cells, plasma cells, antibodies, regulatory cells, cytotoxic T cells, and perforin. B cells are produced in the bone marrow and produce plasma cells, which in turn produce antibodies to bind to the specific antigens of the virus. The binding of the specific antibodies to the specific viral antigens signal for them to be destroyed. The antibodies created specific for the antigens presented. In adaptive immunity, the infected cells are killed by cytotoxic T cells. These are produced by the thymus. The TC cells kill the other cells by activating programmed cell death or by releasing perforin, which makes holes in the cells, although this is bad as it may release the virus. These are all mediated by T helper cells and T regulatory cells. Their role is to prevent the TC cells from killing too many cells and by killing your own healthy cells. These antigens are remembered by the T memory cells for later use.
Is that why people say you can't get chickenpox twice?
Well, yeah, you can't get the same strain virus, that is. Your body's literally a battlefield.
I never knew any of this.
Yeah, I know, exactly. So the next time someone sneezes near you, or you forget to wash your hands, just remember there's an army inside of you trying to stop you from getting invaded. Well done, Pretty.